Hey everybody, it's time for an update on the dollar. We've seen a very significant move in the dollar to the downside year to date. When we look at the positioning, it is becoming increasingly clear that we might be at a point where the dollar could have a very severe snapback, and that could catch a lot of people by surprise. It may not necessarily last very long and be sort of a new bull market. That's not the call, but there's a lot of things lining up here. So let's look at a couple charts and then I'll kind of give you some thoughts around how this might be lining up here from a timing perspective with some geopolitical news as well. So very simply, long-term US dollar index chart. So the blue line here is what you want to look at. And it's a weekly chart, so the year-to-date move here is kind of hard to see. It's just this bit here going down. And from a sort of, oversold perspective, using the relative strength index down here, you can see, let me use a pen, that we are reaching a point once again that has in the past led to at least some dollar rally. Now, when we look at this from an intra-year perspective, so year-to-date, I guess is the better way of putting this, what we're also having is some divergence. Now, this is purely the technical stuff. We'll look at some history before. Price on the US dollar continues to slide, and the relative strength index, which is down here, is giving us what's called positive divergence. So we have a low here, and even though the dollar made a new low, sort of the momentum has kind of, the relative strength has kind of begun to improve. Historically speaking, again, if we just go back to sort of previous points where the RSI was sort of minus, 25 or so, and that has many times led to rallies. Now, more importantly, and I have to apologize for these ridiculous birds out there. I finally figured out there's a massive nest out there, kind of down here somewhere. So anyway, it's loud as hell. Now, just quickly from a geopolitical perspective, how this might line up. It is entirely possible that if there is further geopolitical tensions and we were to see some U.S. involvement on the with Iran, that we could see a flight to the dollar. Also, because a lot of people are very short dollar, so there's a possibility. So I'm watching dollar very closely. That if the dollar rallies sharply, it is possible that we might actually see commodities take a step back, and that's just because anything that's priced in dollars, particularly commodities, all else being equal, would have to make good the move in the dollar. So that's a possibility, but long term we remain very bullish on